Again, following a 75-55 win for Pacific. Coach, congratulations on 20 wins. That's I was just talking to Coach Thomason about it. That's got to be a pretty special thing for you as a fourth-year head coach to get to 20 wins with still
Yeah.
4 games plus a tournament to go.
Yeah, no, that's a great feat. You know, we've endured a lot of losing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
to get to 20, and it's a great feat. We ensured that with today's win that we also will at least be 500 in conference. But we got a lot of work to do. But it's like the little milestones. They lead to the bigger milestones, and you know um, it makes the next game that much bigger.
I, Before we get into Portland, I want to ask about your development as a coach from the time you started now 4 years ago until now. What have you noticed about you as a coach that has changed in that time and how it's evolved?
For me, I just coach on feel. I think I just got a feel for my team and feel for the moment, so to speak. Yeah, you're gonna have times where you might do something in that moment that don't work, but you have a feel. You have a feel for the moment, and I'm just as with anything, when you do it, start to do it over a period of time, you get more comfortable with it, and you get more comfortable with it, and I've been with some great. I worked under some great head coaches. I played for a Hall of Fame head coach in college, and you just, I felt myself, just kind of evolve. Like I said, it's just having a feel. I think, coaching is all a feel. I don't think that, um, this is just my opinion. You can coach guys up. You can get them to play hard, but at the end of the day, you got to have guys that are capable of making plays and being good players too. So,
You got me fooled. I thought you were an analytics guy.
well, the crazy thing.
Don't let them fool you too
Look,
much. I mean, they're not getting rebounds because they're not coaching these
right,
guys. You know what I
right,
mean? They're coaching. They're playing defense. They're doing things.
yeah,
You have to coach because kids will do so much, but you got to force them to get to the next stage.
yeah,
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
yeah,
It's like you got to stick their head underwater a little just till they want to surrender a little to be able to play as a team.
yeah.
I used to tell players all the time. I says, how does a coach have a bad substitution? And they said, well, you put the wrong guy in or you put this guy in. I go, no, it's only a bad substitution if you play bad. So if I put the wrong guy in, just play the best game you ever played, and
Right.
nobody up in the stands will
Right,
know it's a bad
right,
sub.
right,
So
right. I tell you, that's like it's funny. You put a group of guys in. Jabril, he was a little under the weather today, and you could kind of tell. He just didn't have the same energy and pop out there, and that's why I didn't play him in the second half. But I thought that he was in there with a unit where it didn't matter. You know what I mean? He didn't have a pop, but he was in there with a unit. That second unit came in the first half, and I thought they ignited us with really good energy.
I after the Pepperdine game, I sent Coach Perry a text because it was the winning rebound, obviously, and it was rebounding. I think that ultimately won that game with Jaleel. You guys win the rebounding battle tonight, 37-21, and I told Coach Perry in the message I said I don't think a team in the league rebounds as hard as Pacific, and I thought it was a testament to the way you coach these guys and how hard you coach them to play and rebound. That had to be a moment of pride for you there. 16 plus 16 on the glass. You guys were even when you played them in Portland, and you really worked them on the glass today.
Well, that was one of the things that I stressed and talked about again is shoot around. They did a good job, I thought, in that first game, and I thought we did a way better job. Jalil, he was way more active earlier. And collectively as a group, I just think that we're a better team than when we played in Portland. It's no different than this Pepperdine. I tell people like those were two teams that were better than the first time we played. I just think we're a better team. This time around when we played, and we were able to enforce our will on the glass and just on the overall game. The one thing that and it happens, and this is the one thing where I feel like we got to get better, especially as we hit the tail end of our schedule. It's hard to get guys up sometimes when you're playing teams where they if you're not mentally prepared, you're playing against the record, instead of and you can't do that because teams are good, and any given night in this conference you can throw out a bad game and you can lose one, and that's one thing as I take away from this game. It concerns me just a little bit, but we were still able to, as much as I might have felt funny at times, I look up at the score and we were still playing well collectively.
Looking ahead to St. Mary's, this is obviously I think the toughest game you have left. How do you feel you have to go at them this time, knowing that they're probably going to adjust based on what happened last time?
Well, since we've gotten here, I felt that we've played St. Mary's decent a lot of the time. So, we'll go down there and we'll be ready to play. Looking forward to the game. They didn't play tonight, and we're just looking forward to going down there and competing hard. It's going to be a hostile environment, and but we're looking forward to the game. I'm excited. The team is excited, and we'll just go down there and see what happens. But I think that adjustments. I will say this, and I think, like I said, I've seen this in the Pepperdine game. I don't know how many adjustments you can make unless they just made a whole new playbook based on a week, because I think that they know who we are and we know who they are, and obviously with them staying down, trying to run them off the three, and you obviously got to contain their 1-2 punch for it and fit. So we're kind of straightforward too. They know what they got to do, so it'll be the team that enforces their will on the game.
Yeah, they're a pretty straightforward team. Randy doesn't have to make a lot of adjustments. Sometimes they'll make little ones, but sometimes they don't make a lot of them.
Right.
Coach, before we let you go, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about Pierre. Double points and assists as a fellow point guard, 10 assists, 1 turnover. He has to be developing in a way that very much pleases you right now.
I thought that he really ignited us this evening. He came in the game. He gave us a jolt when we needed it. He pushed the ball. When Pierre, in the role that he plays, I think that he comes in and you can kind of hear the crowd is on the edge of their seats, with him, and he had his runner going today, and he does a great job of passing the ball. A great feel as a player, as a freshman, and I always say this, and I've known Pierre for a long time. I've always liked him, and I think that I liked him a lot. Is one of the reasons is that he never was afraid of the moment. So he's always played with really good players, and there's not a lot of guys that walk through the doors that can say they played in high school with Gary Trent Jr. and Josh Jackson. They're 2 guys in the pros. I watched them on television last night, and I think that for him, he's not scared of the moment. I think that you see that out there. And, as he moves forward, the biggest thing for him is, he's just going to have to get in the gym, and we're going to have to work with him with his shot, But, I mean, he has everything else, and I think that, he, in terms of point guards, if he, the way he passes the ball, and with minutes probably going up as he obviously gets older, I think that he has a chance. I haven't looked. He has a chance to be one of the leaders in assists, as it goes forward, in school history.
Yeah, he took a shot about 17 or 15 footer on the left wing late in the game, and I thought it was the best rotation he's had on his shot. Before it was always a little like sideways, but it was straight over, and those aren't, once you get the rotation squared away and push up a little, and just the repetition and developing your confidence, because he gets to where he hits a 15, 17 footer, he'll be unstoppable.
Yeah, I agree.
Coach, cheers to the first of many 21 seasons for you.
Right,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach Stoudamire, always kind enough to join us on Pacific Courtside Live tonight. A 20-point Tiger win, 75-55.